Yes. We're going to play this thing for the people then, because we have recognized that a whole lot of people is something where people kind of miss out on, especially in this time here with the COVID thing. We have to respect the animal them. We want to play this. We have to play this. Here we go. Here we go.
King Lear, late at night on the cliffs, asks the blind Earl of Gloucester, "How do you see the world?" And the blind man Gloucester replies, "I see it feelingly. And shouldn't we all? Animals must be off the menu because tonight they are screaming in terror in the slaughterhouses, in crates and in cages, vile, ignoble gulags of despair." You see, I heard the screams of my dying father as his body was ravaged by the cancer that killed him. And I realized I'd heard those screams before. In the slaughterhouse, their eyes stabbed out and their tendons slashed, on the cattle ships to the Middle East, and the dying mother wail as a harpoon explodes in her brain as she calls out to her calf. Their cries were the cries of my father. And I discovered that when we suffer as equals. And in their capacity to suffer, a dog is a pig, is a bear, is a boy. Meat today is the new asbestos, more murderous than tobacco. CO2, methane and nitrous oxide from the livestock industry are killing our oceans with acidic, hypoxic dead zones. 90% of small fish are ground up into pellets to feed to livestock. Vegetarian cows today are the world's largest ocean predators. The oceans are dying in our time. By 2048, all our fisheries will be dead, the lungs and the arteries of the earth. Billions of bouncy little chicks are ground up alive simply because they are male. Only 100 billion people have ever lived. 7 billion people live today. And yet we torture and kill 2 billion sentient living beings every week. 10,000 entire species are wiped out every year because of the actions of one. And we're now facing the 6th mass extinction in cosmological history. If any other organism did this, a biologist would call them a virus. It is a crime against humanity of unimaginable proportions. But happily, the world is changing. 10 years ago, Twitter was a bird sound. www was a stuck keyboard. Cloud was in the sky. 4G was a parking space. Google was a baby's burp. Skype was a typo. And Al-Qaeda was my plumber. Victor Hugo said, "There is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." Well, animal rights today is now the greatest social justice issue since the abolition of slavery. Do you know there are over 600 million vegetarians in this world? And that is bigger than the United States, England, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all put together. If we were one nation, we would be bigger than the 27 nations of the European Union. Can you believe that? And despite this massive demographic footprint, we are still drowned out by the raucous hunt and shoot and killing cartels who believe that violence is the answer when it should not even be a question. Meat kills animals, kills us, and is killing our economies. Medicare has already bankrupted the United States. They will need $8 trillion invested in treasury bills just to pay the interest, and they have precisely zero. They could shut down every school, Army, Navy, Air Force, Homeland Security, Marines, CIA, and FBI, and they still will not have the money to pay their doctor bills. And our Cornell and Harvard say that the optimum amount of meat in a healthy human diet is precisely zero. Water, as you know, is the new oil. Nations will soon be going to war for it. Underground aquifers that took millions of years to fill are now running dry. It takes 50,000 liters of precious drinking water to make 1 kilo of beef. Today, 1 billion people are hungry. 20 million people will die from malnutrition. Cutting meat by only 10% will feed 100 million people, and eliminating meat will end starvation forever. If everyone ate a Western diet, we would need 2 planet Earths to feed us. We've only got one, and she is dying. Greenhouse gas emissions from livestock is 50% greater than transport, as Peter said. Cars, trains, buses, ships, lorries, the whole lot. And as I travel around the world, I see poor countries who sell their grain to the West while their own children starve in their arms. And the West feeds it to livestock so we can eat a steak? Am I the only one who sees this as a crime? Believe me, every morsel of meat we eat is slapping the tear-stained face of a hungry child. When I look into her eyes, do I remain silent? The earth can produce enough food for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. We are facing the perfect storm. If any nation had developed weapons that could wreak such havoc on the planet, we would launch a preemptive military strike and bomb it back into the Bronze Age. But it's not a rogue state, it's an industry. The good news is we don't have to bomb it. We can just stop buying it. Sir George Bush was wrong. The axis of evil does not run through Iraq, Iran, or North Korea. It runs through our dining tables. Weapons of mass destruction are our knives and forks. Our proposition is the Swiss Army knife of the future. It solves our environmental, water, human health problems and ends cruelty forever. The Stone Age didn't end because we ran out of stones. This cruel, disgusting industry will end because we run out of excuses. Meat is like the 1 and 2 cent coins. It costs more to make than it's worth. And I come from the bush. Farmers are the ones with the most to gain. Farming won't end, it would boom. Only the product line will change. Farmers would make so much money they won't even bother counting it, and I'd be the first to applaud them. Governments would love us. New industries would emerge and flourish. Health insurance premiums would plummet. Hospital waiting lists would disappear. Hell, we'd be so healthy, we'd have to shoot someone just to start a cemetery. So tonight I have 2 challenges for the opposition. 2 challenges. Meat causes a wide range of cancers and heart disease. Would they name one disease caused by a vegetarian diet? And 2, I'm funding the Earthlings trilogy. If the opposition is so sure of their ground, I challenge them to send a copy of the Earthlings DVD to all their colleagues and all their customers. Go on, I dare you.
El, blessed Muta.
How is it, man?
Yeah, man. It's a sweet piece of program in our man now.
New chance.
That time. You know, I ask you, Muta, when you hear about Mandingo.
When what?
Mandingo from England.
What?
When last in call the program.
About two weeks not no call. I don't know if you call I never take no call, but one of the weeks I never take no call. Call all the while still. What happened?
Yeah, no, true, because it is him full of information. World,
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And your listeners, them included, I love here when Mandingo calls.
Call.
So much
Well, maybe my line up now and you are hold up the line.
No, man. Watch me. You're more as the motor. More to give me your input. I mean, over the years, a lot of rainfall in Jamaica. We don't see the devastation where...
Like no.
Yeah, like Cara cover with dirt, and it don't necessarily in a riverbed. We see homes step on the hill, and you know, the mostly people are the hills, them where you say them going at the Bible and say, Psalm 21 say, look to the hills and when cometh my help. So,
what kind of hill them depend? A sunbed them depend on a hill. A sunbed them depend on a hill.
And that more actual. If a rock, them build them house up an earth is a part of the hill where it's no rock, a sand.
You know, it's neglect, cause we are going, you know, it's neglect. You know, years and years of neglect. The infrastructure, they're there and nobody take care of it. If you don't take care of the earth now will take care of you, you know. I just saw it go. And the earth are rebel. So it's infrastructures. There's not enough things that is taking place with the population explosion and the need for more dwellings and all these things there. And people not have no land to spread out. Because when you have spread out, you're supposed to plant food on the hillside and live on the flat. You know? You're supposed to plant food on the flat and live on the hillside. You know, see it? So, yeah, so what them I do now is pay for really the neglect. And that is because of the government neglect. It's a government neglect. You know, the government has not provided things for make the people them life more meaningful. They might build highway and I can't build over a big bridge and them say all anybody drive on it more than so. When look at Agri Park Road, look at Canton Spring Road, look at 3 Mile, look at Marcus Garvey. Them places should not match up so. It should not match up so. And look at Bull Beer now. We don't know if Bull Beer prone to water, especially if the sea rise, it come over in the road and all them stuff there. And the people them broke way. And now them go over there now and see where I go and I go like say. Them never know so that possible. You know? Yeah. Garden Town Road, up a junction here so. You know, junction is a terrible thing, you know, everybody afraid to just drive through there to tell them when the rain will fall. Because look how long we are talking about junction. People hear me talk about junction. From stepping ways I talk about junction. Because I usually go through the regular. Now we don't go through there again. People don't say them have fix and a fix and a fix. You know, so the road split in two the other day. A joke business. The road from my way go right down to Red Gallery and all. I pay a mash up 4-year drive and I tell them not the money to fix it.
So that means the Muta, geographically, the country now underneath, matter the island Jamaica, geographically, it's like you don't have certain people that is in government that checking out the country from a geographical perspective. Meaning
I don't know where I do. You remember name Stephen, I talk to him all the while, but Stephen, I am to tell me say $1 billion over is not overspent. You know, and them block up the water on a Canton Spring Road where people used to catch water. Well, see, them block up the water now, people want water still. Because every my area water lack off. Every Tuesday water lack off. In an abundance of water, them lack off water.
The water run, someone if the people them not buy no drum, if them know that water always a lack off. And water run too much. Them not can, you know.
No, the thing is that why the water lack off? Why in an abundance of water lack off? Water doesn't go for lack off.
Me hear enough people at the boy, thousands of water run and in the middle of that, when them turn on them pipe.
No water running. Yeah man, that happened to me man, that happened to me.
It's terrible. But
right now water run down at the end of my road there so. And dig out the road because the river look like it come over. And water just run so as people reach us and now them have to slow down. Well, the water is gone to waste. Gone to waste.
No, it's the true. I is a Jamaican. Me, I feel look on things on an intelligent level. With intelligence, meaning that I would say if a country are run under good government, you have many basic necessities that need to take into consideration. Like you must have someone in a government we have checked the country geographically, like checking bridges,
yes.
checking
of course.
part of the island where you know
the infrastructure is there.
Yes, because basic basic thing. You can't only run a country underneath the economical perspective where you run it on one side. You still have to check it on the other side. See, so me I say, the country needs more governance underneath a geographical perspective, like how the deadly pandemic are going on the people them right now, where houses are fall off of the hill and little picnic are buried dead underneath the dirt and full of cars. It's terrible.
I don't know hurricane, you see, I don't know hurricane will get lots of water around, you know. We never get no breeze. Eh?
Yeah, me I said, like we said earlier, the many people, the least thing, them call them worst judgment or say, in a God, when it's just a basically necessities care must take.
Take care of the earth, man.
Of the land geographically.
Yeah.
It's just because maybe the country now underneath a governance where they might check the certain bridges, certain rivers, and certain things. So if you have a hurricane season and you know the bridge that's too low, so if rain to come in a certain way, it will wash with the bridge.
What bridging? Saba, look at. We never get no hurricane. It's a little rain and pass way. Supposed to get hurricane. Watch out, and 2 hurricane one time going to Louisiana, you know. In New Orleans, you know. 2 hurricane one time. Going to Louisiana. I go way up to Dakota and them places. You can't believe that. 2 hurricane just coming out of the country one time.
And finish the hurricane season, yeah. Them they say one day on the way, but it's like I just little rain, little drizzling. The rain.
Yeah, but little rain, a big rain in Jamaica. Little rain, a big rain.
No, so that means that if we could get a real rain or a hurricane or a storm.
Oh gosh, man, I tell you, man.
Because the rain will fall, Muta, the rain just barely a drizzle. Like it barely a fall, and the flood within all of the public streets, them in a Kingston. That's the one that if the drain them not clean, are them only wait for rainy season.
But me I try to tell you, say, what we not the drain, the water run on the road like it's a river. Half a tree, Constant Spring Road, the water run like it's a river.
But them bust up down when the rain a fall.
I tell you.
Because the rain daily a fall, and the whole of town a flood out.
The whole place flood out.
Muta, me say, you don't know. Right now, me hear the people them are talking and it's all over Jamaica. Say, boy, every house supposed to experience some form of dripping or leaking. So me ask the Muta, you have any form of leaking inside your house?
Yes, sir.
Because me have leaking in my house too.
It's just that me now walk me so. Me no go so, but leaking in the house. Away I say, man. Leaking in the house, man.
So we are calling upon the people them who is in charge.
So I'm like, them all sleep though, them all sleep.
In certain things, the road, the drain. Don't wait for rain to fall and the place flood out.
Yeah, but we want some water too.
It's billions of dollars to clean.
We want some water.
It's not the country, so we can, give words of encouragement and words of upliftment.
All right, sir. Good thanks.
We love what we are here.
Yeah, all right.
And I ask you, before the program done, I want you to play that tune there. Name, there is a reward for me that I want to enjoy it. So I'm
all right. Yeah, man. Give thanks, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, greetings.
Blessed, man.
Yeah, man. Blessings, Yeah. I just want to make a comment on the last 2 calls of them. See about 2 a while ago, before I really get to where me really want to get to still.
Well, when you don't comment on 2 calls and then you're going to talk about something what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to say, with the issue about the rain and the weather, I think I will if a rain really falls still.
Yeah, man, I will if a rain fall, man.
Rain did that drizzle. I will if a rain fall. I St. Thomas me live and me can't tell I will if a rain fall, you know?
Will if a rain fall. I don't know my way, I will if a rain fall.
So, me see about 2 that the rain does a drizzle. I will if a woolly, I
know, I can tell you something now. You see, is the length of time the rain fall That is the problem, you know. Because really and truly, I see rainfall heavier than this already. You understand? It's just that the rain will come and it now stop.
Yeah.
And what if a rainfall still? But is it?
And then we give it a week break and then it falls for about the next 2 weeks straight.
Well, them not said nah done till January. You know, them said nah done till January.
Yeah.
Look at what that. It's the busiest hurricane season ever, you know. Ever. The busiest hurricane. Them name the hurricane them. And them run out a name. And them have to go to the Greek alphabets to start over, to run more. And one will come again, no, you know. One depending on the line will come. Well, they will get rain the whole weekend, them say. And then them people say, the rainy season never done till January. Oh, what do we have to them road there?
People brace first still because
a donkey we have to go ride now.
Yeah, people really damaged, you know. Lot of damage it caused, you know.
Yeah, man, but you see the road, the infrastructure brethren, them have no engineer. Look at the road, them not no engineer make the road them, you know. And there's some man who just throw asphalt, I mean, white man in a road hole and just.
Yeah, but it looks like that. Looks like that's the way that the one ended, you know. Yeah, more times we link up and we share more positive vibes on this channel. Yeah, man, different things we'll be doing right here and make we reason. Look out for more in time to come.